you guys doing stuff for Easter next weekend? You and your
Just
daughter's
with
house?
my daughters. Mariam, I think they'll come.
Yeah.
And my son.
Nice.
And I don't know how many of the big kids will come.
Yeah.
Try to stay out of the sun.
Yeah.
Although I can't get moving.
I know. I know. No blankets or hot showers or nothing.
Yeah. I can't wait at night.
Same.
Walk into the bathroom.
Same. Me too.
I think my house is older.
Yeah.
And I think it stays cold.
It like keeps the cold in.
Yeah. For a while. Till it gets real hot out and then
It gets hot.
then it gets hot. Right.
I know, I'm still wearing like slippers and sweatshirts in the house.
Yeah, the other thing, one night I had on my lighter robe. I said, oh no, this isn't good.
We need the thick one.
I'm freezing. So I had the blankets right
Just shuffling around the house.
Right. Guess the kids are off from school.
I know, I was thinking everyone park, is it a holiday?
It's the vacation.
Oh, spring break.
Break.
Right.
For public schools, I don't want to mess with Catholic.
Yeah.
You're still walking around the house.
Same. Hello. How are you? Good. Bless you. We'll start in some time, y'all. It's nice to see you. And we'll use all the props that we normally do. So I'd love to get some time to get some therapy ball rolling in there, but you can grab a strap, some therapy balls in the basket. There's 2 blocks. And we'll be doing some things with the knees down. Hello. It's nice to see you. Usually I see you online on Mondays now.
It's a bad habit.
It's good to see you.
That means I'm busy at work.
Yeah, fair. And a blanket if you want any extra knee padding, and we'll start soon. What's happening? Hi, how are you? Good. I'm good. Happy it's spring. Chakras today. I finally brought the book. I like left it by the front door to be like, take this with you. Hello. Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
How are you?
Pretty good. Happy to be here. Yeah. Hi, how are you? Good. Nice to see you. Yeah, I know. Hello. Okay. I think everyone's here. 1, 2, 3. Monday, here it comes. There it is. It's good to see you all. There's going to be a few more folks who might trickle in as we start to practice, but I always joke because I'm always late when I'm taking class. The later you are, the closer up to me you have to get because there's always room up here. But while you're getting settled and comfortable, I can also bring you props as we start to move about. We'll use the whole shebang, the blocks. Hi, Lindsay. The blocks, the blankets, blanket, strap, and therapy balls. And I think that's it. You know when you sign up, when you agree, hi Molly, when you agree to things way back when and now all of a sudden they come up now? I didn't realize that, I know technically today is not April, but I'm just pretending like it is because we're starting the series today. But back in February, I realized I was teaching a workshop that's coming up in April, which felt so far away, but now it's not this weekend, but next weekend. If you are interested, it's my second, it's called Advancing Asana, the title which I've directly stolen from my friend Morgan, who teaches an Advancing Asana class on Sundays, and I said, that's a nice name, I'm gonna take it for my class. But all credit to him, where it's on the 11th, and it's a 2-hour workshop, very conversation style, to bring questions, to get into poses that sometimes we don't have time for in an hour-long class. So last time we worked towards some variations of handstands at the wall. This weekend, there have been some requests already of big back bends and other poses, but if that sparks any curiosity, there's no prerequisites. You know, you don't have to do a one-handed handstand in the middle of the room by yourself, just interest, enthusiasm, and willingness to try something a little different. So that's not this Saturday, but next Saturday. I should know that. 12:30 to 2:30. Yeah, afternoon. So midday. Can have a breakfast and then call someone to come pick you up after and unpretzel your body to take you back home. All right, today, so some of you knew that we were starting it. For others, this might be the first time that you're hearing about it, but I have deemed today the day to start the 7-week chakra series that I teach every year. So each of these upcoming weeks, what I'll talk about is I'll focus on these different energetic centers. I'll explain what they are, why we talk about them and think about them, and then a practice devoted to experiencing this chakra in its fullness. And I say this each and every class, but if you miss one, or if you just come to this one and you miss all the other ones, you're not missing out on anything. There's some that resonate a little bit more, and some, historically, when I've taught, someone's like, when are you teaching the 5th chakra? I don't want to be there for that class. I'll be like, it's in 4 weeks, so you can schedule it off your calendar. If there's one that you know, I'll give you a warning as to what we're moving towards. But I finally, for the first time, brought my book that I was just, it's a book that I've had for quite a number of years. And you know when you have a book for so long that you reread, it's every word is highlighted except for like the and. Every page has a dog ear on it. And that's what this book has become, where each time that I look at it and read it, I'm learning and gleaning something slightly different. So this book and a lot of what I'm teaching throughout these chakras are from what I've learned through a yogi, a witch, a scientist, and all of the above. Her name is Anadea Judith, and she lives in the woods of North Carolina. And we were lucky enough that for one of our trainings, she came here to teach and lead a whole weekend. And I remember her coming to the studio, and I was like, you are not of this world, and yet you are of this world, because everything that you're saying is so nuts. So she wrote this book in 1987, and it's still so relevant and prevalent to what we're talking about today. And I find it to be one of the most accessible ways to access chakras if you're curious more about them a little more fully. So the bird's eye view of what chakras are. In Sanskrit, the word chakra literally translates to a wheel or a spinning disc of energy. We're thought to have many of them in our body, but for the sake of what I've learned through the book, we're thought to have 7 chakras. They start at the base of your spine, they kind of interlock with one another, and they go all the way up to the crown of the head. And each one of them has an elemental quality that they're associated with, a color that they're associated with, and things that kind of help them become a little bit more three-dimensional. So we start off the series at the very first chakra. It's the one that exists at the base of your spine. In Sanskrit, that's called the Muladhara chakra, and that translates to the root connection, part of you that is connected to the ground. The element of this chakra is that of earth, so like the physical earth, the qualities of earth in your body, and the color is red. I try my best to color coordinate. Orange is tough because I don't have a lot of orange colored things, and that's for next week, but maybe I'll just wear a piece of orange construction paper on my shirt to symbolize. But this is the chakra that's associated with our survival instincts. So it's the chakra that we think about when we're waking up and moving throughout the day. And the questions that I ask myself when we practice this chakra are, have I had enough food to eat to accomplish what I'm about to do? Have I drank enough water? Have I rested enough? Because all of these things are basic human needs that each and every one of us needs. We need to drink, we need to eat, and we need to sleep. And without those 3, it gets a little difficult to start to access what is consciousness if you're thirsty. Does that make sense? Like you want to feel those basic human needs starting to get met. And when we do a practice dedicated to the first chakra, it's all about feeling your connection down to the ground. It's thought that this first chakra controls and dictates the muscles and nerves in your legs and in your feet. And it's a chakra that we try and practice what it feels like to slow down, to feel like you're moving as slowly as the earth is rotating, to physically feel yourself connected to the floor so that everything in itself begins to become a little more illuminated. I have a lot more to say about it as we practice, but Muladhara chakra, have I had enough water to drink? Have I had enough food to eat? Maybe, questionable. And have I slept enough? Probably not. But we get all of it in as we start to practice. And when we think about the first chakra within the context of your yoga practice, the questions are these next series of poses what will provide me the greatest amount of clarity and stability? So anything I offer and suggest, you get to decide in the given moment. Is this something I want to do? Do I want to modify? Do I want to move in a different direction? And it's a conscious choice that you get to make with each and every breath that you take. So today we'll begin starting lying on your back, please, with as much of you on the ground as we can. So let your head come to the front of the room. Let your feet turn to the back of the room. Come to lie down in any way, shape, or form. So you might have your arms and legs out long, more in that Shavasana shape. If you're experiencing anything in your low back or in your hips this afternoon, you might bend your knees, bring your feet as wide as your mat, and let your knees and legs rest into one another so that the weight of your legs supports the other. And whether your arms are down by your sides or on your body, can you take a few moments to let yourself get heavier into the ground? So any adjustments to your clothes, to your hair, to your physical body, to feel the weight of the gravity underneath you. And with your eyes softly open or softly closed, begin to listen for your own breath. When you close your eyes or soften your gaze, it's an opportunity to turn yourself more inward into that interior landscape, that interior world where these energetic centers reside. You might not see them with your 2 eyes, but they're part of you that exist, that notice, and that breathe. So as you continue to listen for your own breath, can you let it naturally begin to deepen? Your next inhale might move from your nose down into your belly and up into your chest. And as you exhale through your nose or parted lips, let some part of you get heavier against the earth. Can you feel all of those parts of you that are touching the ground? Parts of your feet, parts of your legs, parts of your glutes, your shoulders, your upper back, and the back of your head. And as you let your breath continue to expand, can you breathe into those parts of you that are touching the earth behind you? Let your breath broaden, not just into your belly, but the back of your chest, even the back of your head. And as you open your mouth to let that breath out, feel yourself get heavier into the earth. We'll start our practice and our time together with 3 more rounds of that same breath. So as you're ready, wait for your next inhale to fill you up completely. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. Twice more, just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for even a moment and notice that difference that comes when you listen for and really remember your own breath. And as you keep a thread of that connection inward, start to blink your eyes open and bend both knees as you bring your feet flat onto the ground. Start to give your right leg a hug in towards your chest or your belly, and begin to make circles with your right ankle and foot in one and the other direction. This first chakra, it's associated with all of the muscles and nerves in the legs, the calves, the feet, parts of us that connect to the ground. So as we do a few balancing poses this afternoon, can you see what it feels like to be off of your feet, if even for a moment? Spread the toes, point the toes, and feel the corners and arches of your feet. Now the next time your right ankle comes back through center, interlace your hands behind your right thigh, bring the webbing of your hands together, keep the knee bent for a moment as you flex your foot and try to press your thigh into your palms like you could stomp on the wall behind you. Now begin to straighten your right heel towards the ceiling and notice what you feel in the back of the right leg. As you press your right thigh into your palms, feel your arms grow longer, even your shoulders might pop up off the ground. But can you shrug your shoulders to the ears, wiggle the shoulder blades towards each other, and gently press the back of your head into the earth to breathe into those parts of you that are touching the ground. A bigger breath in, and a longer breath out as you start to point the right toes towards the ceiling. Feel the shin, the ankle, and the front of your leg. Now as you bend your right knee, lower your right foot back to the floor, and take notice for a moment of one side to the other, any subtle or drastic difference. And as you give your left leg a hug in towards your chest, start with those circles in the ankle again. Spread the toes, point the toes. See if you can even over-exaggerate the circle you're making clockwise and over-exaggerate the counterclockwise circle as you breathe. And now as you draw your left ankle back through center, interlace that awkward pinky or thumb on top as your hands come behind your left thigh. Press your thigh away from your belly into your arms, and then begin to straighten your left heel to the sky to see what you feel in the back of that leg. Let the thigh get heavy, let your leg get heavy. And into that resistance, can you shrug your shoulders to the ears, snuggle the shoulder blades together, and try to breathe into those parts of you that are touching the floor behind you, your literal connection to the ground. As you exhale, begin to point your left toes towards the sky. Feel the shin, the ankle, the front of your leg. And now as you bend your left knee, give both of your legs a hug in towards your belly or chest. Start to make some small circles with your knees moving in one and the other direction, feeling your hips and your low back massage onto the ground. And then move in the other way as you take one more full breath in and a deeper breath out. Lower your feet to the ground, reach your arms overhead and roll over onto your favorite side. To press up through to tabletop, come up to your hands and your knees facing the front of the room. You might have your blocks framing out the front corners of your mat. Perhaps you use them as we start to move about. Maybe a blanket underneath your knees for some padding. But with your hands as wide as your mat, with your knees under your hips, curl your toes under to feel those feet again. Now with your breath, start to round and arch your spine through a few rounds of cat and cow, linking your breath and movement together. Let's take 5 cycles of breath here just on your own. Seeing what it feels like to see if those basic needs are being met. Am I breathing? Am I moving in a way that feels sweet and supportive? So as you continue, you might take a longer breath in, sniffing in a drop more at the top of your inhale, and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth with each exhalation. Find your way back to table after your next few breaths. And as you walk your hands a handprint forward of your shoulders, bring your knees back a few inches behind your hips, curl your toes under, and take it back to downward facing dog with as much time and all the breaths you need to find your way there. Here in your down dog, walk your feet just a centimeter wider than they are already. Take up a little more room between your legs. And now lift both of your heels as you soften your knees. Let your hamstrings and the backs of your legs release. With a tiny bend in your knees, stick your butt up and back to the wall behind you. A big breath in. And as you exhale, slowly pedal just your right heel to the earth to notice what you feel in the back of the right leg. Now soften the right knee, think butt high to the sky, a big breath in. And on your exhale, pedal the left heel to the ground. Notice the back of your left leg. At the bottom of your next breath, lift your heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and 1 foot at a time, start to walk your feet up towards your hands into your forward fold. You might gather those resources available to you. Maybe your hands come high up onto blocks out in front of your feet. You might widen your feet an inch or two, but let the knees be soft here to let your low back and the backs of your legs release. Let the weight of your head be heavy as you bow in towards yourself, taking a deeper breath in and an even longer breath out. After a few breaths, climb your hands up to your hips, stand through your legs, and a big inhale brings you up to rise as your hands come down by your sides. Let your feet be right underneath you as your toes point ahead. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. As you exhale, soften your knees to fold over your legs. Take your entire breath to lengthen halfway, grow long through the spine. And on your entire exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Step your feet to the back of your mat for downward facing dog. And now from your down dog, bring your hands as wide as your mat to give yourself a little more room. Wait for your next inhale. Come forward through to plank pose, the top of your push-up. As you exhale, begin to bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. Slow breath in brings you to rise like cobra as you lift your chest up. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog, tabletop or puppy pose for 3 long consecutive breaths. Muladhara chakra, the root, the color of this molten red like lava. Its element is that of earth, and it's a quality that asks you, do I have everything I need in order to do what I'm about to do? So can you listen for your breath as it fills your belly and up into the heart? And with each exhale, feel the breath move out and through you like water leaving roots of the trees. At the bottom of your exhale, take your time, lift your heels, let your knees soften as you look forward and come forward, feet to your hands into your forward fold. As you inhale, come up halfway to lengthen, grow longer through the spine, and exhale to fold in towards yourself. Use your own fists and measure those feet about 2 fists width apart. Keep your toes pointing straight ahead, and for chair pose, begin to bend your knees. Sit your butt back and bring your hands to your thighs or onto your hips. Now here, as your butt gets heavy to the back of your mat, let your knees guide open towards your second and third toes. You might press into your thighs to lift your chest away from the floor. Stay right here for more support in the low back. If you want to add some heat in the upper body, reach your arms to the sky. But feel for your breath, a deeper breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. Think butt heavy to the back of your mat as you lift your chest and even your gaze away from the floor. Now on your next inhale, come up to rise, reach up to touch the sky, and exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to find your lunge, and with your hands high up on blocks or fingertips on either side of your right foot, wiggle your left toes back just a centimeter more to get longer in your stance. Now keep your left hand down on the ground, reach your right arm straight ahead towards the front of the room. And feel like there's this line of energy from your left heel out through the right fingertips as you grow longer. A big breath in. And on your exhale, start to revolve open to the right, a big circle with the right arm. Reach your right arm back and then forward twice more. Breathe in as you reach ahead. Big exhale to revolve open to the right. Now the third time you twist, take a few breaths here as your right arm reaches to the ceiling. As your chest turns to the right, lift your back, knee, and thigh higher away from the ground. Hug your shoulder blades together, and then lean back so your head is in line with your heart as you take a full breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend into your right thigh as your belly turns open to the right. Now inhale to unwind, lower your right hand, look forward, and all the hops you need to bring your back foot to meet your front. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow longer through the spine. And as you exhale, fold in towards yourself. Bring those feet 2 fists width apart one more time. And with your toes pointing ahead, bend your knees, sit your hips back, Utkatasana round 2. Your hands can stay on your thighs, they might reach up overhead, but remember the breath, a full breath that moves in and down. As you exhale, can you slide those bottom ribs back? Bring your ears back to lift your chin and sit 1 inch lower to the earth. On your inhale, come up to rise, reach up to touch the sky, and exhale to fold in towards yourself. With your left foot forward, slide your right foot back to find your lunge. And sometimes we shortchange ourselves on the first lunge, so you might wiggle the right toes back 1 inch more. Now press into your blocks to lift your chest as you reach your left arm straight ahead. See the right heel as if it could reach back while the left fingertips grow forward. Take a big breath in. And with your breath, exhale to revolve open to the left. Twice more, take your time. Drink in your inhale as you reach forward. And as you exhale, revolve to the left. Now the third time you twist open, stay here for a few breaths. Can you feel your back leg? Lift your back heel, knee and thigh high. Hug the shoulder blades together, and as you lean back, take a deeper breath in. Stay for your exhale, bend into your front knee as your chest turns open to the sky. On an inhale, unwind, lower your hands to your sticky mat and take it back to downward facing dog. Pedal the heels one at a time, take a breath to notice any difference. And with those hands as wide as your mat, inhale through to plank pose. Wait for your exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Drink in your breath, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Try to press your feet down as you lift your chest up. And exhale to take it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale to lift your right leg up and back. Step your right foot through or around to find your lunge. And now begin to pivot your hands and feet over to the left as you come into your wide-legged forward fold, facing the long edge of your mat. Now those that knees easily lock, like mine do, take a tiny bend in your knees that you might not see, but you can feel. And now without moving your legs, can you try to lift and spread your toes? Feel where the weight falls in the corners of your feet. And hug your feet in towards each other like you're pulling energy from the earth up into your legs. A big breath in here. As you exhale, begin to bend the elbows as you bow in towards yourself. It's this constant give and take. Each breath, you hug the legs towards each other. And as you exhale, you offer the crown of your head and your heart towards the earth. Now on your next breath, begin to walk your hands back to frame out your right foot. Turn your right knee and toes through to lunge. And wait for the breath in to come up to rise for high lunge. Here for a breath. You might walk your right foot an inch over to the right. But as you peek away from the floor, lift up through the fingertips. Take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend into your front thigh. Now hands come to your hips. A tiny bend in your back knee gets springy. And as you scoop your left thigh towards your chest, stand down through your right leg and grow 3 inches taller through the crown of your head. Now lower both feet to the ground. Bend your knees, sit your butt back. Lean all of your weight into your left foot. Lift your right heel. And for standing figure 4, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Your hands can go anywhere to steady you. Your hips, out on blocks in front of you, even up overhead. But take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. As you let your butt get heavy, can you lift your gaze away from the floor? On your next inhale, come all the way up to rise. Lower your feet back to the ground. Take a big breath in to reach your arms up. And let your left hand grab onto your right wrist. Grow 1 inch taller and tip up and over to the left for standing crescent. A breath into the right side waist. Feel this starting from your feet. So as you press down through your right foot, let your butt even sway to the right. And as you tip to the left, can you slide your ears back to lift your chin? Inhale to come all the way back up, reach up to touch the sky. And on your exhale, fold in towards yourself. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to the back of your mat to take it back to downward facing dog. Pedal through the heels. Notice what it is that you feel and see. And now a couple more times with each other. Wait for the inhale, come through to plank pose. Wait for your exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Drink in the breath as you rise for Cobra. Press your feet down, hug your legs together, and exhale to take it back to downward facing dog. You might mentally locate your strap. We'll take a shoulder stretch on the second side. So as you lift your left leg to the sky, step your left foot through to find your lunge. And now perhaps you bring your strap with you as you pivot your hands and feet over to the right for that wide-legged forward fold on the other side. I like to unravel the strap and hold it between my hands about hip width apart. You can be closer or wider. But once your hands come behind you, unlock your knees, big bend in your elbows, and hug your shoulder blades together. Now on an inhale, start to reach your arms with the strap off of your butt towards the ceiling without letting those elbows or knees lock out. As you inhale, this constant give and take, breathe in to hug the legs towards each other. As you exhale, try to tug your strap apart, hug the shoulder blades together, and maybe reach your arms overhead towards the long edge of your mat. On your next inhale, slowly release your hands back to your butt. Ditch your strap to the side. We'll use it again later. Turn your left knee and toes to find your lunge. And wait for your breath more than my voice. Inhale to come up for high lunge. As you walk your left foot an inch over to the left, feel your back heel, knee, and thigh lift. Can you peek away from the ground? And as you bend into your front knee, grow taller through the crown of your head. Let your hands come to your hips, coming up to stand, all the hops you need to scoop your right thigh to your chest. Stand down through your left leg, grow up and out through the crown of your head itself. And now lower both feet to the ground. Bend your knees, sit your butt all the way back. Lean into your right foot, lift your left heel. And for standing figure 4 on the second side, cross your left ankle over the right thigh. And now those hands, they can always hold something steady. You might bring them to your hips. You might bring them up overhead, but listen for your breath. A full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. Think butt heavy to the back of your mat as you lift your chest away from the earth. Now inhale to come all the way up to rise. As you lower your feet, reach your arms up and grab onto your left wrist. Grow 1 inch taller and up and over to the right for standing crescent. Picture here like your feet are roots growing deep down into the floor. As you press through your left foot, let your butt sway to the left and you tip to the right as you slide those ears back, breathing. Inhale to come all the way back up, reach up to touch the sky, and exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Plant your palms to the top of your mat, walk your feet to the back of your mat, take it to downward facing dog. And now from your down dog, inhale through to plank pose. As you exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Once you're on your belly, reach your arms alongside of you and turn your palms down to face the floor. As you rest on your chin or on your forehead, feel your legs behind you in space. And can you hug your legs towards one another? They by no means have to touch, but feel them energetically hug in together. Now push your palms into the floor, hug the shoulder blades together. As you inhale, begin to lift your head, your chest, float your arms up off of the ground, and exhale to lift your legs away from the earth. Shalabhasana, locust pose. Try to let your eyes soften or even close and feel the rooted quality of yourself. As you breathe into your belly, does that let your chest broaden and expand? As you breathe into your belly, do the inner thighs lift 1 more inch? Can you hug the shoulder blades together as you take 1 more breath in? And on your exhale, release all the way to the ground. You can make a pillow with your palms. You might rest on one side of your cheek or on your forehead. But even here, do I have everything I need to do what I'm about to do next? The breath in my body, the air around, and the steadiness of the earth beneath. As you take a longer breath in, let your belly broaden and see the low back expand. As you breathe into your belly and up into your chest, can you feel the whole back of your body radiate with breath? Now we'll stay on the belly for a few more moments and come in for the first of the thigh stretches here on the ground. So keep a pillow with your left hand. Let your forehead or your cheek rest on your left palm. Hug your legs together and bend your right knee as you reach your right hand around for the top of the right foot or the leg of your pants. Now sometimes those knees want to splay open to the side. Can you press your right thigh down into your sticky mat? Hug your inner thighs towards each other. And as you shrug your right shoulder up and back, it's these 2 equal yet opposite forces. Press your right foot back into your hand while you draw your right heel towards your right butt cheek, breathing. That's it. On your next breath, take your time to slowly release the hold of your leg and switch. A pillow with your right hand. Let your forehead or your cheek rest as you bend your left knee. Ardha Bekasana, half frog. Knees, thighs, legs can be very different, but as you press your left thigh down into your sticky mat, hug your inner thighs towards each other. And now shrug your left shoulder up and away from the ground. As you press your left foot back into your hand, draw the heel towards your butt cheek, taking a bigger breath in and a longer breath out. Now on an inhale, slowly release the hold of your leg. Bring your hands to either side of your chest. Press up through to tabletop or plank pose. And exhale to make your way back to downward facing dog for a breath longer. Pedal the heels. Take notice of any difference you feel and see. And now from your down dog, lift both heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and come forward, feet to your hands into your standing forward fold. As you inhale, come up halfway to lengthen, grow longer through the spine, and wait for your exhale to fold as you bow in towards yourself. Take a breath to rise, stand through your legs, reach your arms forward and up to the sky, And exhale to release your hands down by your sides. Sip some water, take a breath. It's that time and temperature of year where it could be heat or it could be air conditioning that's on, but basic needs are different for each one of us. With the fans, I can crank them as needed. Let's take a few moments to stand. So when you're hydrated and set, let your feet come hip width apart and bring your hands onto your hips. Unlock your knees. Now lean all of your weight into your left foot, lift your right heel, and begin to turn your right knee and toes to the right. Start to slide your right foot to your left ankle for Vrikshasana, tree pose. You can stay here the whole time. You might bring your right foot to your left calf, or you might use your hand to bring it up to your inner thigh. You want to go above or below the knee. The knees usually only go front to back, not so much side to side. But as you find a place for that right foot, hug your feet towards each other. So push your foot into your leg into your foot, and bring your hands together in front of your heart. Now press your palms into each other to lift your chest. And as you guide your right knee open, listen for your breath. A big breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. Press through your bottom foot to grow up and out through the crown of your head. Good. Slowly draw the right knee back forward, lower your right foot to the ground, and let your hands release as you shake it out. Second side, unlock the knees. I like to start with my hands on my hips, so as you lean into your right foot, you lift your left heel. Turn your left knee and toes to the left, and bring your left foot to your right ankle. There's so much to do here as you breathe, or any of the other variations to the calf or to the inner thigh. But feel like you're holding something between your foot and your leg that you don't want to let it drop. Press your foot and leg into each other. Now, as you bring your hands together in front of your heart, press your palms into each other to lift your chest. Lift the sides of your waist, lift your elbows, and find a steady point to gaze. Press down into your right foot. Grow up and out through the crown of your head as you take a deeper breath in. Stay for the exhale and guide that left knee open towards the flat wall. Now inhale to release the hold of your leg, lower your feet, and shake it out. Does everyone have at least one therapy ball you can work with? If you don't have one, usually they come in a set of 2. Maybe your neighbor has one you can borrow. We're gonna roll them feet out. So find one of your therapy balls, take it out of the tote, and bring it somewhere onto your mat. And now start in the right foot. Here, as you bring the therapy ball to the right foot, start to move forward and back towards the heel and the arch of the foot. Now there's no wrong way to roll out the therapy balls. If you find a place you want to hang out in for a few extra breaths, you definitely can. But see if you can unlock your left knee and then shake your arms out, lift your chest up. The one sweet thing that happens to me and to other people is sometimes when you roll out the foot, the hands start to T-Rex because we forget about control. So you'll just hear me say, shake your arms out and continue to breathe. Now you might roll more onto the inner edge of the foot where the big toe is. You might roll onto the outer edge of the foot or spend some time in the ball of the foot. But once you've gone back and forth a few times, come to the very arch, the center of your foot. And now the technical term of juicing the orange. You start to move your foot from right to left. See if you can let the toes uncurl or flex the toes and feel the corners of the feet. And now shake out those sweet little hands, lift your chest, and breathe. Good. After a few breaths, as you draw your right foot back through center, one more. Bring your right heel down to your sticky mat and curl your right toes up the therapy ball. So it's just the toes on the therapy ball. Try to spread your toes as wide as you can spread them. And now press your toes down into the therapy ball. Feel the webbing of your feet. Shake out those arms, lift your chest. And now there's so much to do right here. If you want anything different, you might bring your left foot slightly forward, bend your left knee as you keep your right heel on the ground, and claw the right toes into the therapy ball. Breathing. Good. If you've stepped forward, step it back. Release your foot off the therapy ball, shake out the ankle, feel your feet on the ground, and then come through to stillness. Close your eyes for a moment and feel the memory of that therapy ball in the sole and arch of your right foot. It might be a very subtle difference. It might be more drastic. But as you feel the parts of your feet that are connected to the ground, can you press into your legs to grow up and out through the crown of your head, breathing? And now blink your eyes open as we come to the second side. Other leg, so we don't leave feeling too discombobulated. Start going back and forth. Feet feel, I know sometimes they really pinball. Feet go back and forth. You might spend some time on the heel or by the ball of the feet, but shake out the arms. Take your time to remember the breath. I often refer to this, I don't teach foot therapy balls that much. I think I will start, but we're doing them for this root chakra, because most of us, the part of us that's connected to the ground through the majority of the day is the feet. And if you've, Adriana and I love getting foot massages at the V&V Foot Spa. I won't shut up about this. It's on 11th and Washington in the same market as Pho 75. You can get a 30-minute foot massage for $35, and they just slug your legs in Vaseline. But we leave there being like, every ailment is healed. Every part of the body is healed. Come to the arch of the foot if you haven't and start to juice the orange. But in that foot spa place, there's a map of the foot. Have you guys seen this? There's like phrenology. No, phrenology is brain. Foot reflexology, very different. I know, just uncap the brain, give it a little massage. But it's thought that different parts of the feet are connected to different organs in your body. So like the arch of the foot, I don't know what they are, but arch of the foot to the liver, heel to the spleen. And I believe it 100%, because every time I do this, I feel like a new woman. My spleen has been revitalized. No, I'm kidding. So after you've squeezed the orange, come to the arch of the foot. Keep your left heel down. Curl your toes up. Spread the toes. And now press your toes into the therapy ball as you lift your chest. Shake out the arms and try to breathe. If you want to try it on the second side, you can step your right foot forward. Try to keep your left heel rooted as you claw your left toes into the therapy ball. Shake out the arms, lift your chest, and now step it all the way back. Release the therapy ball off to the side. Come to stand somewhere at the top of your mat. Feel your feet on the ground. And as you breathe in, reach your arms forward and up to the ceiling. As you exhale, soften your knees, fold over your legs to bow in. Feel the memory of the therapy balls in the arches of your feet. And as the feet get heavy, feel the backs of your calves, the backs of your knees, your hamstrings as you bow in towards yourself. Now plant your palms to the top of your mat. Step your feet to the back of your mat to take it to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels one at a time and notice what a difference feels like. Muladhara chakra. Do I have everything I need to do what I'm about to do next? Breath in the body, groundedness and awareness through the feet, and space within myself as you lift your right leg up and back. Step your right foot through to find your lunge. One last time, inhale to come up to rise for high lunge as you reach your arms to the sky. We'll take what we just rolled out with the feet to revisit Vrikshasana one more time. Bring your hands to your hips. A tiny bend in your back knee gets springy, and as you scoop your left thigh to your chest, turn your left knee and toes to the left and bring your left foot to your ankle, your calf, or your inner thigh. Feel the memory of the therapy ball under your right foot. And as you press down beyond the roots of the earth, grow up and out through the crown of your head, maybe hands to your chest, as you press your palms into each other. Maybe your arms reach up overhead, but a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale as you guide your left knee open and grow 1 inch taller through the crown of your head. As you inhale, draw your hands back through center. Turn your left knee to face the front of the room. Thread it back to lunge. A big breath in, reach up. And on your exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. A full, steady breath in through the nose. And a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. And now the last side. Inhale lifts the left leg to the sky. Step your left foot through or around to find your lunge. Wait for your inhale with your left leg forward to come up to rise for high lunge. Take a breath here. Feel the parts of you that are connected to the ground. And as you let your legs get heavy, grow taller through the crown of your head. Now with your hands on your hips, a tiny bend in your back knee, get springy and scoop your right thigh towards your chest. And as you turn your right knee and toes to the right, bring your right foot to your left ankle, your calf, or your inner thigh. Feel the memory of the therapy ball. Press down into your left foot, grow up and out through the crown of your head. And as your hands come to anywhere to steady you, in front of your chest or up to the sky, you are the tree, connected to the ground and one of many. A bigger breath in and down, and a longer breath up and out. As you breathe in, bring your hands back through center. Turn your right knee and toes to face ahead. Thread the right foot back to lunge. Wait for the inhale to rise, high lunge. And on your exhale, plant your palms as you make your way back to downward facing dog. Here in your down dog, do I have everything I need to satiate what it is that I want? You can stay in your down dog. You might lower your knees to the floor. Your breath might take you through one of those linking vinyasas of your choice. But any action you decide, can it be an offering to your breath first and foremost? Slow down the next breath in and lengthen the entirety of your exhale out. After your next few breaths, there's no rush. Find your way to tabletop, come to your hands and your knees, and in a moment you'll come to lie on your back, just like we started, with your head to the front, feet to the back, and have one of your blocks within a grabbable distance, just so you don't have to get up to grab it until it's time to go. But once you come to lay onto your back, bend your knees and bring both feet flat onto the floor. Let your hands rest onto your belly or your low belly itself. And as your eyes close or soften to a point on the ceiling, call yourself back to your breath. At the very base of your spine, you might become aware of this red, glowing ball of energy. Red like the core of the earth. Alive, supported, and heavy deep within you. And as you feel the breath expand into your belly and then up into your chest, even open your mouth to offer all of that breath out. Now for a few rounds in supported bridge pose with the option to lift up into a restorative inversion with your knees bent, feet on the ground. Walk your heels so that they're pretty close to your butt. And now reach your arms alongside of you, press your palms into the floor. Shrug your shoulders towards your ears and then towards one another to feel the back of your chest lift. Press your feet down to lift your hips up and slide a block to its lowest or second lowest height underneath your pelvis, your tailbone, and your hips. Once you find the block underneath your butt, not so much your low back, but the weight of your hips, let your shoulders come up to the ears, snuggle the shoulder blades towards one another. And gently press your palms down into the floor as you breathe in through the nose and out through your nose or mouth. You might stay right here for 4 more breaths in this more supported backward bend. Or perhaps you lift your legs one at a time with your knees stacked above your hips. You might keep your knees bent. Or you might straighten your legs towards the ceiling, keeping your low back connected to that block. Think of less effort, more of ease. In this variation of Viparita Karani, this legs up the wall. You might roll both ankles in the same direction, clockwise. You might move them the other way, but see if you can move even 1% slower than you are already. And feel and experience the fullness of your breath in through the nose and all the way out through your nose or mouth. Now, after a few breaths, if your legs are lifted, lower them down to the earth. Press just enough through your feet to lift your hips up and slide that block out from under your butt as you lower your hips to the ground. With your feet as wide as your mat, watch for any neighbors or props as you drop both knees over to the right like windshield wipers on the car. Like you're moving through molasses. Big inhale to bring the knees back up. And a longer exhale to let your knees drop to the left. Do that one more time at tempo with your breath. Inhale to bring your knees back up through center. And wait for the entire exhale to let your knees drop to the right. The last one on your own, feeling the full depth of your breath. How slowly can you move? Now the next time your knees come back through center, give them a squeeze in towards your belly or chest. And you might stay in stillness or make some gentle circles, moving your hips in one and the other direction. Feeling the parts of you that are connected to the ground beneath. As you take one more full breath in, on your exhale, release the hold of your legs down to the earth. And as we set up for Shavasana, your pose of rest, give yourself a few minutes here to get as comfortable as humanly possible. That means you might add layers. You might add any props to support yourself, a rolled up blanket underneath your knees for your low back to settle. You might set your glasses off to the side or let your hair down. And know that if throughout Shavasana you can shift or adjust or modify at any given moment. As you allow for yourself the most comfortable way to be. Feel the heaviness of the ground beneath you and the breath within. Take a slow breath from your nose down into your belly and up into your chest. And as you exhale through your nose or parted lips, let some part of you soften even a drop more. Take another breath to fill your belly and up into your chest. Sniff in a drop more breath at the top. And as you exhale through your nose or mouth, let all of that breath go. One more together on your own, a full breath to fill your belly, your chest up into your throat, and even open your mouth to offer all of that breath out. Can you feel the slow, rhythmic steadiness of your breath? And it's here where each and every round of breath that you take might allow for your body to get heavier against the earth. And as you allow for your awareness and your attention to settle deeply into your body, can you feel your body breathing in and out slowly? Feel the beating of your heart inside, the moisture in your mouth, the food in your belly, and the sensation of the cloth on your skin. You might feel the front and back, the top and bottom and sides of your body. As your awareness begins to sink deeply into the base of your spine, you might feel or notice this red glowing ball of energy, glowing like the core of the earth. Feel this molten energy moving down your legs, through your knees, into your feet, and down through your heels. Imagine this red molten energy moving into the floor beneath you, below the building, down into the earth, burrowing between rocks and roots to find support and stability. Feel this cord of energy as an anchor, allowing for you to settle and to ground. You are here, you are connected, you are solid, but you are molten inside. You are the ground on which all things rest. You are the earth from which all things grow. You are here, you are solid, and you are alive. And you are the point from which all things begin. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out. Take another breath in and down. Let it fill you up. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to slowly awaken the body that you're in with any gentle movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you gently tip your head from one side to the other, heavy against its support. Or you might, being mindful of any props or neighbors, reach your arms away from your legs or draw your knees in towards your chest. But when the time comes, you can bend both knees, feel your feet heavy on the ground, as you reach both of your arms overhead and roll over to any side of your choice, to curl into yourself, the place from where all things begin and all things rest. With the least amount of effort required, can press down into the earth and come up to rise to a tall seat facing the front of the room. With your eyes softly closed or open, return back to your breath as you take a deeper breath in and down, and a longer breath up and out. Muladhara chakra, the chakra of the root, this spinning wheel or disc of energy that exists in the base of your spine. The color of red, the element of earth, asking us the question, do I have everything I need to accomplish what I'm about to do? So as we finish our practice with one more breath, you can draw your hands to center where that feels for you. As you take a deep breath in and a longer breath out. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple but sincere gesture of reverence, bowing to yourself and to one another who practiced right alongside next to you. And I bow to each one of you all. Thank you for all that you are. Thank you, everyone. Drink water, eat some snacks, get some good rest, as the chakra suggests. Next week, we go up to the hips, orange, sacral chakra, big old hip openers, and seeing what that feels like and engages. In the meantime, yeah, I'll see you soon. There's so many things happening at the studio and outside, but if you have time or interest, you can check out the workshop schedule. Anyone else have announcements? Things in your worlds to know about, to go to see, to do? Molly here owns Molly's Books and Records, an Italian market. But the store. Yeah, you should come. And Keyshawn owns More Vintage Archive right on 4th Street for beautiful things to wear and look at and do. It just opened up a New York studio, so congratulations. Tell your New York friends about it. I'll see you soon, y'all. Thank you. Thank you.